Breaking news, they've now issued an arrest warrant for Laken Selling, who took the life of her infant son. As you may recall, on August 27th of last year, Lexington authorities responded to the off-campus home. This is where Laken lived with multiple roommates. The call to authority was placed by Laken's roommates, who said they found BLOOD in her room and heard weird noises earlier that day. When authorities arrived at the scene, Laken was nowhere to be found, as she had attended her classes that morning. She then went to a McDonald's and then parked outside of a student clinic before coming home and being detained. A few hours later, after her arrest, she was receiving treatment at the University of Kentucky Hospital when she waived her Miranda rights and opted to talk to authorities. She claimed on August 22nd at 4 a.m. she gave birth to a, quote, baby which fell onto the floor of her bedroom. She then claimed she stayed awake for about another 30 minutes before, quote, falling asleep on top of the baby. It is unknown still how long she claimed to have been asleep. However, when she woke up, she said the baby was turning blue and purple. She then stated she wrapped the baby in a towel, quote, like a burrito, and laid next to the newborn on the floor of her bedroom. She said this gave her, quote, little comfort in the moment. She then went back to sleep until her alarm went off at 7:30 a.m. the next morning. It was at that point she cleaned up her bedroom. She then put the towel-wrapped baby in a trash bag and put her placenta in a Ziploc bag that she later threw away in the trash. The baby then was ultimately found in her closet. Now, as of Wednesday, they have issued a warrant for her arrest. She was held at the local detention center until September 2nd. This is when a judge allowed her to be placed on house arrest. She was initially granted the right to split her time between her mother and father's home. However, a little after a month into this arrangement, her privileges were revoked. And at that time, she was then ordered to wear a GPS monitor. The jury this week came to a decision based off the medical examiner's determination that the baby was alive at birth, and the cause of death was asphyxiation. They were then given information about homicide and the 4 levels of homicide. They then deliberated and decided that manslaughter first degree was the charge that the grand jury should stick with. She could face a maximum of 20 years for that charge, and for the additional charges, she would face about 11 years. At this time, there is no word on when she will be brought back to Lexington. To stay up to date on this case, make sure you click the playlist below. I'll keep you guys updated. What do you think? Drop in the comments.